Hamas war has entered a dangerous phase, and now Israel's military has set a deadline for civilians of Gaza. More than 1 million people have to relocate to south within a day. This as Israel has amassed tanks for an expected ground invasion in response to the devastating attack by the terror group Hamas. After Israel was targeted a week ago by Hamas in a surprise attack, Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu has said, "We did not start the war, but we will finish it." Here's a special report on the attack, the retaliation and the ground situation.
Israel has vowed to take its mighty revenge since gunmen rampaged through its towns, leaving streets strewn with bodies in by far the deadliest attack in its history. Hundreds were killed in the Hamas attacks, according to Israeli media, dwarfing the scale of any past attack by Islamists apart from 9/11. Scores of Israelis were taken to Gaza as hostages, with some paraded through the streets. Israel has called up hundreds and thousands of reservists and placed the Gaza Strip, home to 2.3 million people, under a total siege. And in Gaza, whole districts in the enclave have been flattened. Hundreds of Palestinians have been killed, according to Gaza's health ministry. This is the moment a nurse in Al Shifa hospital in Gaza City found out her husband, also a medic, was among the deceased. "My husband has been martyred, people," she shouts as she walked to break the news to her daughter, who cries and hugs her mother. At the morgue in Khan Yunis Hospital, medics called for relatives to pick up bodies quickly because there was no more space for the dead. The United Nations said nearly a tenth of the population have fled their homes in Gaza since the start of the hostilities. This woman and her family are one of them. "What is our fault? What did my children do?" she says. At one point, the Israeli military advised Gaza civilians to flee to Egypt, then backtracked, confirming that the crossing was closed and there was no way out. Israel's next move could be a ground offensive in the Gaza Strip, a territory it abandoned in 2005. Israeli armored vehicles were seen gathered near Gaza border on Tuesday. The total siege it announced on Monday would block even food and fuel from reaching the Strip. Israeli military spokesperson Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari said early on Tuesday there had been no new infiltrations from Gaza since the previous day. Israeli leaders will now have to decide whether to constrain their retaliation to safeguard the hostages. Hamas spokesperson Abu Ubaidah issued the threat on Monday to kill one Israeli captive for every Israeli bombing of a civilian house without warning, and to broadcast the killing. Western countries have strongly backed Israel. Arab cities have seen street demonstrations in support of the Palestinians. Iran, Hamas patron, celebrated the attacks. But on Tuesday, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei denied playing a direct role in them.